All right. Arron's mobile lapidary man cave. Got it right up to the Airbnb. And it's Chewy.
Come on, Chewy, come in. Come on.
Chewy.
Come on, inside.
This is a silver rig. Nice bench.
Yeah. It's not really set up yet, but...
Well, I mean, you've been moving so much.
Is there.
Yeah, everything's there. Where's your gas?
Sickle pot. I just use a map gas torch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it works good, and it's it's instant. So not only is it instant here on the trigger, but it provides a good high level of heat.
Yeah, it's hotter than propane.
It's hotter, a little bit hotter, not much, but especially if you're working on a big piece of silver, you really have to heat up the whole silver for the most part. Isn't that cool?
That's great wood.
Petrified wood. Got some nice colors in it.
It's all jelly.
It's a jelly, huh? Yeah. Good stuff, huh?
Very good.
And then if we want to use the Entarge machine, this drainage will just go over and we'll just put it in a bucket for now. But eventually I'd like to poke a hole in there and let it go outside,
Yeah.
Because it's so little, I mean, you're only using this much and you won't use that much even, for whatever you want to do as far as gluing things together.
Does this surface get hot on the rock rascal?
Because this one is, but yes, it does.
Interesting.
This one's got the regular dopping wax, like this stuff, the green, But this one here has the fastening wax, and I wanted to show you because, like this one here just has the fastening wax on it, and it works really well, especially for joining two pieces together. Like if I was to make a doublet of that, I could just glue that stuff together. You got to heat it up. So I heat it up on here and just put a little dab on there and stick the two together, and then I can make a doublet. And then when I'm polishing and cabbing, I do both sides at the same time. So
nice.
You start on one side and
just
turn
take
it over and
go.
Yeah, that way it's just more efficient.
Yeah, making pairs.
Making pairs, yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. This is another broken piece. These were two broken pieces. I fixed that one yesterday, and this is another
Where's
one.
that opal from? Is it from Australia?
It is, yeah.
Australia common.
Lenson sent that to me.
There was a guy at Keno selling this stuff. I never met him.
I did see some white, dendritic white stuff that looked kind of opalized also at the show. Oh, this is for you, David. I know it's really rough, and it's a coarse grit. It's the H30, but it's a 6-inch.
Oh, awesome.
Okay. So now you have one.
Let's liquefy some
Well, yeah.
stuff.
So obviously you're not going to put turquoise on that, but if you're doing, an agate, for example, or something very hard that you want to...
Where'd you get this?
From the show.
Cool.
It was cheap, so I bought it. It was on clearance because
Maybe they're not.
people weren't buying.
Yeah,
this
I don't think
stuff.
they make them. They're going to make them anymore.
I don't think they do either. But yeah, it's
This is awesome, dude. Thank you.
Yeah, and the closer you can get with this before you go to the next wheel, you're saving the other wheels.
Yeah, for sure. Instead of just liquefying with the 80, let the 80 be part of the pre-polishing process.
Exactly.
What is that?
It's okay. So I wanted to give you some of this too. That's why I brought it. But this is jade.
This is awesome.
Jade. Oh shit! I do have the antennas. Shit. And the cables. Cool. So this is the Wi-Fi. It's a WeBoost. So it's a Wi-Fi extender. So instead of this place being a Faraday cage.
Yeah, well, you'll be safe from the solar flares.
That's true, yeah. That is true. And we do have those, so you never know. The only thing with these compartments is this locking mechanism. See how it comes into the box itself? So so I've got to figure something else. Maybe I'll just turn these so everything fits in here better. But this was kind of thrown together for the show. I just wanted to make sure we had enough stuff that if we wanted to do something different, then we could. But
and this is their trim saw 10. We used this the other night. We just got done cleaning it up. $850. Killer deal, dude.
it is. Yeah, I agree.
It's got some power.
And it's all stainless, so it's not going to rust. It looks like it does have double capacitors for start, and it's not very loud unless you're cutting something hard.
That's awesome.
I just left this towel here in case you got drips. You're going to have drips here and there, which is okay. Just par for the course, you know. This screw here, it actually galled. Remember how I was talking about gall?
Mm-hmm.
And see how it spun and it locked up with the nut, and then now it's just spinning on there. See it? So there's a good example of how once it happens, you're kind of screwed. You almost just have to cut the screw off.
Oh no!
You're literally screwed.
When did you get the belt sander?
I got it second. So I got the CB8 first, and then I got the belt sander, and I put a 90 on here because it was coming straight up and out, and I didn't really want that. And it's nice because it does have a ball valve. You know, you can turn it on and off pretty quickly with the ball valve. And I just barely crack it just to get some water on there.
Did it have a tightening thing before? Like a weird...
I can't remember.
But these are fabulous, and the polishing on the right side is...
Yeah. I'm thinking about turning this pad over so we have a smooth ladder.
Is it rough on one side, smooth on the other?
Yeah, it's a suede on one side and then smooth on the other. And then I've got two more of the replacements.
How you doing?
And I was experimenting. You can see different colors here, so I was experimenting with different
polishing compounds?
Yeah.
You got it.
Yeah.
You got it.
Exactly.
And you got the CB8.
CB8. So it should be ready here shortly. I'll get some water to it.
Yeah, this is a different CB8 than my CB8. This one's variable speed. Look at this little guy. What a pain. That's tiny. But the variable speed undoubtedly is quieter than the one I have. Mine's like a jet engine. do you use this facet wax? It's so thin.
It's a little bit different.
Do I build it up on the stone?
You know, that's kind of what I do. When I build it up on the stick itself, and if you've got dopping wax already on this side, I just put the stone up here, get it warm, and then come in here like that, so you got some fresh stuff, and then you're good to go. And what I do is I just pick it up and I put it somewhere. And the nice thing about this type of dopping wax is you can dunk it in water to set it. The other won't stick to the stone if you do it like that. So, like the green wax is a little bit different than any kind of but you don't have to really liquefy green wax that's still on the chopstick. Not practicing the chopstick, so to me it's a lot easier to practice the chopsticks. The nice thing about this dopping wax too, is I can hit this is a finished stone, right? I can hit it with the torch a little bit, and then the stone will heat up a little bit, but it should roll right off. Yeah, see, it comes right off, and then now you can use this one for another stone. So I like this in that you can access this stuff behind it easily, you know?
Yeah, on the Easy Cab, that stainless steel machine, you have to go from the back.
So this looks fairly heavy once it's all put together. But I like the serviceable bearings, and the shaft, the 1-inch shaft is all stainless. I like that too. Cool. But they've got this tubing in here. See, it's like 1/8 inch and then quarter. This was just a quarter. But then each one of them go to a valve. And the valve looks a lot like one of these. The valve looks a lot like these. Where it's just a needle, basically, that plunges into the valve seat, you know.
Oh, nice.
So when you open it, it's just a needle. These are a little bit nicer. I may actually replace all of these with one of these because they shut off better.
On my Highland, I had a problem with these.
Yeah.
Where like one of them I had to unloosen it a whole lot.
Yeah.
And one of them I tightened it and never really sealed.
Yeah, exactly. So what I found to do is I just go like that a few times, and it really, so see how it's seated real tight.
Nice.
See how it's seated tight.
Yeah.
So it's basically like I can if there's crap in the line, you know, you never know what you're gonna get. You could get parts of the pipe inside there or whatever. It's like Rubenite.
Cool.
That's crazy lace.
Man.
There's some of the glass here.
Did you ever polish that stuff? Is it difficult or easy?
No, it's really easy. Cool. It's just like obsidian. Actually, it's probably easier than obsidian. So yeah, I like the serviceable bearings, which is nice. You know, I can always add some grease. If I feel these things getting warm at all, I'll go ahead and put I can feel out here. So I'll go ahead and put some more grease in it. But it's a serpentine belt, which is also nice because you have more surface area. You know, when you go like this, like a snake, you have more surface area here. And the DC motor parts, it converts AC to DC, which allows you to have the variable speed control.
Turn it on. Can you?
Yeah.
Oh man. My goofy butt when I flipped it on and that thing would have went
Yeah, exactly.
Way quieter than the other one.
Lower RPM, so I'm going to turn it up.
Oh.
It's still very quiet.
Yeah. Ours is a jet engine. It's like
fast that's moving. That's probably 3,000 RPM right now. Up to 3,000.
I like it fast.
Sometimes fast is better, but I have found like I can put a stone against something, and if I slow it down, sometimes I can actually feel it kind of grab, you know, and you can kind of feel it when it's cutting at slower speeds.
Oh, instead of just kind of hydroplaning?
Exactly.
Well, that's a great tip. I never thought of that. So, can you say that again, what you just said?
Well, so what I'm trying to do here by adjusting it is just find out the best place to, or the best RPM I should say, that is cutting the best. So it kind of starts to grab the stone. So other stones, some other stones may act different on the wheels, but then it's the same thing with the soft wheels, and they're all a little bit different.
Man, that's great. That's a great point, because like on a stone that's soft and it facets too much,
right,
you really want to dial that in so that you're
Sure.
not getting too much, because you might want something a little bit faster
Right.
to actually make it hydroplane a bit, to if it's softer.
I
And
did a lot of research on not only hard wheels but soft wheels, and even if you're pushing harder, it doesn't really. There's a point when you're doing more damage to the wheel, and the diamonds are on the wheel by pushing too hard. So there's an optimum RPM, and there's an optimum RPM. There's a couple variables. You know, the optimal RPM plus, you know, the stone is going to change, obviously. But if you apply too much pressure to the hard wheels, what happens with the diamonds is they get burnished.
oh wow,
You know what I mean? So you're just kind of knocking the sharp points off. If you're applying too much pressure too fast, it's just going to wear out the wheels faster. And I'm finding that the hard wheels wear out faster than the soft wheels.
oh wow, interesting. This is the first set of wheels. How long have you had it?
I actually still have these are the first set. The soft wheels are still the first set.
How long have you had the machine?
I'd have to look at the invoice to know, but I've cut probably 1,000 cabs on it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, I've seen your work, and you do big, and you do a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you said you did over 100 in a day once?
I did 500 in a week.
Jesus.
Yeah. I was challenging myself to see how much I could do, you know.
People are going to be like, can I have his phone number? Will he cut me 500 in a
Yeah.
week?
It was a bit of a marathon, you know. I was tired at the end of the week because, you know, I'll stand and sit.
Yeah.
Whereas I've got it set up here now where I can just slide my legs underneath, and that was a big thing because
Yeah, you're tall.
if I'm leaning over, my back hurts.
Yeah.
So if I'm sitting on a chair and I can slip my legs underneath and get closer to the machine, that was going to be the ideal. So there's other issues with this machine. These valves do leak. I wish they would, you know, because see how they've got this, it's a stainless steel pin that goes inside that seat valve. But if you look, some of these are actually a little bit loose. So I'll pull this one out. So it's just a stainless steel, you know, rod or whatever, but they just kind of crimp in the stainless to the brass. And if they had allowed for brass behind it so that, you know, you could apply more pressure, more by screwing it in tighter, you know, if you could add more pressure that way. But I think what happens is this pin starts to move because water now comes out of that pin.
Oh, that's exactly what's happening.
Yeah. So again, I found a way that I can kind of adjust the seat a little bit, almost like lapping a valve in a way. A valve seat, you know.
Man, yeah, this is so much quieter
Yeah,
than
so the serpentine belt and the DC motor allows for all the torque all at once. So even though I'm at a lower RPM, it's still going to give me all of the torque that the electric motor has. And I'll show you the electric motor. It's pretty small.
Man, what a tour!
Yeah, in comparison to, you know, some of the DC motors are a lot bigger. And you can push as hard as you want on that soft wheel and not really slow the machine down. You can hear it kind of groan a little bit, but it doesn't really slow it down. So there's a board in here that kind of controls everything. Plus there's a converter, so it goes from DC to AC, or I'm sorry, AC to DC. Alternating current to direct current, right? So there's a board in here. Oh, I gotta take the screws on the back off. Let's see if I can get to them. Yeah, there's a ton of them in here. I have this thing screwed down.
That's
so
awesome.
Let me just shorten this thing and take the screws on the back off. But another thing they didn't do is I put never sees on all the bolts that I could get to. I even put it here. You can kind of see. Here's some of the never sees, but it's just like it's like a Teflon material almost. But stainless steel will gall if it doesn't have some sort of never sees on it.
What is gall?
Gull is where it binds up, and it basically, it almost creates like a weld.
Yeah, it fuses, huh?
It fuses, yeah.
Trippy.
And
Stainless steel is a pretty incredible steel.
It is. But with stainless steel, you got to be really careful. And in some places, like I have, he's
good boy.
He likes tearing apart cardboard, and I don't know why.
I like tearing it apart.
Yeah, I think it's the sound, you know.
It's like a stem.
Yeah. What was I saying? The stainless steel. You got to be real careful with putting any kind of steel in here because it'll begin to rust. And once the rust starts, it's really hard to get it off and you know, out of the stainless. So, like if you're filing on stainless steel, you want to use a file that's only been on stainless steel. So that's a little bit of a thing with these.
That's pretty trippy.
Let's see if this is short enough. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
So all these little screws I put never-sees on, you know, just so they wouldn't lock up. You know.
What kind of grease are you greasing your bearings with? Molybdenum?
It's some sort of food grade grease. That's what I had in my grease gun.
Fry bread oil.
Yeah, I don't know. They do make better greases probably for, you know.
I imagine some grease
high dirt
probably.
environments.
Yeah, for heat and dirt.
Yeah.
But do you think there's any that are like specifically designed for sound, for being quiet?
That's a great question.
There's got to be, right?
Well, like if you had an engine that was ticking or knocking, sometimes if you put thicker oil in it, it takes the tick or the knock away just because of its nature. You know, it's thicker, right? You got to take your too many screws out, but that's okay. At least we'll get it off.
I'm one screw loose. Did you know that?
I think we all are, in some way or another. We're not all the same. That's what makes us human and unique, right? So if you look up in here, there's the control box and the motor. You can see the size of the motor. It's not very big. I mean, it's probably less than half the size of a normal AC motor.
Interesting, but it's still a horse, right?
It's a beast. Yeah. And like I said, you know, with an electric car, it's the same way. As soon as you push on that gas pedal, you can get all of the torque out of it instantly. And they actually have to kind of retard those electric motors.
Really? So like electric truck isn't a stupid idea, huh?
No, it isn't.
Oh, wow.
No, not at all.
I always thought the idea was kind of goofy, but I just don't understand electricity. It's wizardry to me.
It is kind of me too. If you think about it more like fluid, like in a pipe, and that's how it runs and everything, it starts to make more sense. So alternating current is a current that basically turns on and off at 50 or 60 cycles per minute. Yeah, and I found like the Rhino saw that I've got has motors, AC motors that are rated for 50 hertz. But here in the United States, we use a 60 hertz. So there's an issue with the saw that I bought. So
do you think anything bad can happen?
It can heat up breakers and pop breakers. I don't think it'll cause a fire, but it does. You know, you're not being as efficient as you can.
Yeah.
With the motors. You know. So I'm hoping that someone can come up with an easy fix for Veronica and Veggie.
Do they make like electrical resistant adapters and shit?
I think they may have something simple that can just, like a capacitor or something like that, where it can adjust the cycles per minute, or is it seconds? Hertz is in minutes, I think. Anyway, so yeah, it's creating a problem.
Man, this is fancy.
It is. But look how small this whole box is. This box can be adapted to the Intarsia machine. It can be adapted to the wet belt saw.
Do you have any glue for Intarsia? Can we glue some stuff together?
Absolutely.
Cool, man. I've never done one before.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I love those.
Yeah, this is nice because if you think about even a soft wheel, like Chewbacca's chewing on here, even a soft wheel, you only have so much belt. But with the wet belt, you've got, I think it's a 27-inch belt, if I remember right. They're real easy to change. You just pop them off like this.
Are you gonna put this on that?
No, I've got another Highland Park. And I also have an arbor, poly arbor. Like
Oh, cool. Yeah.
That I can put. I haven't decided exactly what I want to do. I had something laying here, and this is a good example of what could have happened over there. But I had something laying here, and it caught, and it got stuck here and just did all this wild damage to the
Still looks good.
It still works fine. Yeah.
Okay.
But so, because the belt is so long in comparison, you know, this is probably like an 8-inch right here. You know, that's the area and length of an 8-inch. So you're adding almost another whole belt. So the wearing out of these is a lot longer. You know, these last a lot longer.
Yeah, my friend Zeke, who works for Highland Park now, I think he says this is his favorite machine.
I believe
he would cut cabs like a monster on this with silicon carbide, I believe, not even the diamond.
Correct, silicon carbide. And they only go to like 600, I think. But I imagine like 3M makes belts and things like that. You can have companies specifically make up the belts for these.
3M wants your money.
3M doesn't want your money. In fact, I've got 2 of the 3000 belts for the soft wheels.
Oh, cool.
They cost me $500.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I couldn't find them anywhere. So I said,
diamond belts.
I know that. Yeah.
Yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I like the same. I think
stuff.
Eastwood makes them. Johnson Brother makes them for this.
Yeah. So here's some of the other belts. This is, I think, a 1200. This one would be. So this is 1000. But this is for the soft wheels.
Yeah.
And like I said, I bought 2 of those smaller ones. Yeah, here's 2. Here's the 2. This is $500 in material right here.
Oh.
Crazy, huh?
Yeah.
But I'm hoping to get a good life out of them. You know.
Yeah, it's almost twice the surface area, right?
Yes.
One third more or something.
So the Diamond Pacific wheels, I'll show you now. In comparison. So this just happens to be the 30H, the H30. It's very aggressive. But if I've got a hard stone that I know can handle the aggressive nature of this wheel, then I'll use this because it just saves the wheels, these other wheels, you know. But you can look at the difference in the width just from the Highland Park to the Diamond Pacific. And they're both very good wheels. These are cheaper than these. So you not only get more, but it's, you know, a little bit more expensive. But then beyond that, if you go to this, you're obviously a lot wider, and you have that springiness.
Super cushioned.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have friends who cut a lot of turquoise, and they replaced all of their wheels for these.
So, with that being said, having the variable speed control is pretty critical with these. In fact, they recommend that you turn these at like 1500 RPM and not the 3000, because what happens is it forces this wheel out against the...
When it spins this way,
it's everything's forcing outward. So if you force it out too much, you don't get the springy. Too stiff.
Interesting.
So if you wanted it not too stiff, or you want to maybe go lighter, and you've already kind of taken the facets out from the harder stones, you may want to spin it faster just to get more of a hardness to the soft.
Oh, for a high dome, that's so nice.
It is. It really is. Because these take facets out. So a lot of times what happens, and you don't even see them sometimes, on these wheels you end up with facets. On the hard wheels you end up with facets. So these soft wheels tend to kind of take those ridges out, you know, the high points and low points. So, and you look at the springiness in comparison from this to this, there's quite a bit more springiness to this, you know, to the soft wheel. So again, you're doubling, you know, your width. And I suppose we can check the diameter. You can even check the diameter, and it's pretty damn close. So you're not really gaining a whole lot in surface area in diameter, but you're certainly gaining a lot in width, you know. So it's just more wheel, you know, for each.
Exciting.
Yeah. So, you know, this is going to wear out slower than this one, just because you have more of a belt. Science, yeah.
Math.
Yeah. And back to the high points. You can tell when a wheel is getting worn out, that it's getting burnished, because you'll have to apply more pressure.
Right.
And these two are brand new, so, you know, a slow break-in I think is better than trying to just go to an agate and just, you know, knock all the high points down. I think it's probably better just to go lighter and save the hard wheels. But again, since I have this machine and those others I talked about, I could go with the aggressive belts here and get what I need here and just eliminate maybe those 2 hard wheels, because those don't seem to last as long as the soft wheels. And maybe go with, you know, move everything over and go with like a 14,000 out here.
Oh, nice.
Or something else, maybe a 30,000 or 50,000, yeah, like we talked about. So then these could go, and I could use the wet belt, maybe, you know, or the other arbor, or the other Highland Park cab machine. So lots of options.
Heck yeah.
Eventually, I'd like a bench top here, so I can add. So this will move, probably rotate to where. So ideally, everybody will be able to look at each other if we're in here working.
That's ideal.
That way, you know, if someone has a problem, or you just want to say, hey, you know, what about that, or you know, whatever. You're not turning it all the way around to talk to somebody. So the idea is that it's a, you know, group thing, really. Yeah, one of the issues that I have with this machine is the felt is very loose, you know. So when it comes down here, it kind of has this bow to it where it still works. It still helps to spread the water out, but I feel like this could use some this could use some adjustment, you know. I did end up buying some felt, and Highland Park sells little tiny pieces of felt. This is another issue that I have with this cab machine, is they sell these little insert pieces of felt. So what did I end up doing? I bought a whole nother piece of felt. It's like 12 inch by 12 inch, and I cut strips. So anywhere that I put the wheels, it's going to have the right amount of felt behind it. And you literally can go drip, drip, drip. So you just barely need to crack these to get enough water so that you're not getting streaks or, you know, dry spots in the wheels. And sometimes it takes a little bit more water for the soft wheels, and I don't know why that is, but yeah, with good felt touching this wheel, I conserve the water greatly, like a lot. You're not just losing it down the drain. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. Looking good. Love it.
I get rusty when I didn't do this for a while.
Same.
It's like I gotta relearn things, you know what I mean? Trying to get a perfect overball in here. And then sometimes I'll just watch this edge. I still try and leave a good bezel, but a lot of times I'll polish the edge so that if I wanted to put a setting up where the stone actually sat up and I could see the edge, I'll polish it where so as I go through, I'm still hitting all of the bezel, you know. I like to see the edge of the stone. That topping line is covering it. Soft stuff. too. That should be good. See, with it off, you can kind of see which one. Yeah, that should be good. This is too much.
Oh, you got me good.
Gotcha. Okay, let's do this one. This one's better.
What species is this?
This is
Is it a gypsy?
Gypsy, thank you.
Oh, that's wicked red web. Fabulous.
Just make two really big plants. Fun stuff.
This is from Tim?
Yeah. You can see where they ground off the potching material, you know?
Is it an estate bag?
This is one of the estate bags, yeah. It's like perfect. This is the same color, turquoise, as Tiffany. So this is probably like Tiffany, you know? And it's just beautiful stuff. Natural. Not stained.
That's awesome.
So there's no color change, you know? It's just a natural color. It's kind of cool.